Wait, Fahmi, so how did you enter politics? We keep my question later.
Reformasi. Actually, it was because of the education system. All my life, my parents are civil servants. My mom was a PTD officer, pegawai tadbir diplomatic. This is like the creme de la creme of government servants. They become, KSUs, TKSUs, DGs. They float. So she was in 11 different ministries. My dad, on the other hand, worked only in one organization, Felda, from 1969 to 2004.
Wow.
So he was in just one organization, but he became the DG and subsequently the MD of the Felda group of companies.
Wow.
So he looked after all of Felda. And in Malaysia, we've got a whole bunch of land.
Yes,
there's
a lot of
Felda
land.
schemes, right? And he was part of that administration that actually helped to pay up all of Felda's debt 10 years in advance. They were supposed to finish paying something like
That's insane, man.
10 years
something
in
like
advance.
10 billion. No, they borrowed about 10 billion in the 60s, and they were only supposed to finish paying in 2001. But
Paid it before.
yeah, with my dad as the DG, they finished paying in 1991. So
So overachiever lah, basically.
yeah. But it was also because of that overachievement that he managed to save up Felda's cash pile to about 6 billion ringgit. And then in 2003, in 2004, if you remember, we had a change of prime minister between Dr. Mahathir and Badawi.
Yeah.
And then he had a deputy prime minister by the name of Najib Razak, who then came calling, knock knock, Felda, my dad. Not my dad. I mean, I'm trying to like channel Najib. so he felt that what do you call this? Felda was, he wanted to he didn't want Felda to keep all that money in one place. But 6 billion ringgit, that's a
lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So all of that aside, when I was growing up, it was very interesting because I went to government school, and then I had an opportunity to go to MCKK.
I see.
Go to where, sorry?
Malay College, Kuala Kangsar.
Okay.
So also a so-called creme de la creme, school
Yes.
for Malay students.
Yeah.
But my dad, interestingly and quite controversially, he said he looks after Felda, which is a completely Malay.
Yes, it is.
Looking after just purely kind of. And he said, I don't want my son to go to a school where he only mingles with Malays. So he sent me to a school called Sri Cempaka.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
I
That's
see.
an international school, right?
Yeah, it is.
Cempaka?
Now it is.
Yeah,
It
At that
used to
time
be
it
just
wasn't.
it used to be a private school. And when I was in Sri Cempaka, coincidentally, the owner of the school, my parents were all in University Malaya. The same time that Anwar Ibrahim was in University Malaya.
Wow.
In the late 60s,
Wow.
at the height of what I said earlier about that golden age of activism, student activism.
I see.
So they were all there at the same time. And University Malaya was the only university at that time, right? It was the first and only at that time.
Was it only?
Yeah.
Only?
Yeah. In Malaya and subsequently in Malaysia early, before others came up.
Wow.
Yeah. We
That's
take it
insane.
for granted now.
Yeah, man.
But at that time, everyone who's someone went to University Malaya. So, who are the people who went to University Malaya? Ismail Sabri went to University Malaya.
Wow.
The speaker of Dewan Rakyat went to University Malaya. A whole bunch of people basically went to University Malaya. So, including my parents. So I went to Sri Cempaka because my dad and my mom
Went to
University Malaya with this
the
and
owner
then-
of Cempaka.
the owner of Cempaka. And she said, hey, come. Her name is Datuk Frida Pilos. So I ended up in Form 5 being the only non-Chinese in my class.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
You like me.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I was the only Indian in my class. So you are like me,
So I was the only non-Chinese in my class.
Wow.
And I became head prefect. So